Hey guys, back again with another day of live trading. Be reviewing my portfolio during live market hours. So today I'll actually be buying a stock, and then I'm going to talk about why I'm going to be buying into that position. It's a stock I already own, so it's not a huge surprise, and I have been talking about adding to it for a while, just never got around to it. So looks like it was a down day in the markets right now. It was actually down 120 for me earlier today, and the reason the stock market was down was actually because of good news. There was 224,000 jobs added to the economy last month because the jobs report came out today, and that was way more than the anticipated 166K analysis had estimated. So the US actually added more jobs than people anticipated, and now there's a lot less pressure on the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates. So investors will just keep their money in government bonds rather than the stock market because, the US government can basically print money out of thin air rather than take that risk by putting your money in the stock market. So that's the reason why stocks are down today. Looks like it's slowly recovering. Again, I was down at 1.124 and now I'm only down $42. So good buying opportunity here today. There hasn't been too many down days like this recently, I feel like, so got to take advantage of it. The last week I'm up 100, or looks like it's down to just $1 now in the past week. Past month though, I am up, didn't change this time, so it's up $750, which isn't too bad. And last 3 months it's barely under $200. So doesn't of course include all the dividends I've received. Be sure to check out my dividends I received in the month of June video that I put out if you hadn't seen it already. And as always, guys, I really appreciate all the support that you guys have given me with your comments and liking the videos and subscribing to the channel. We've really been growing pretty fast here, and really encourages me to put out more videos. So again, I want to say thank you to all you guys. So I'm going to go over all the stocks again pretty quickly here. There's one that I really want to highlight, and I already went over the first couple of these stocks earlier in the week. So we have Boeing here. Looks like when the markets do bad, Boeing goes up, and then it's an inverse relationship. When the markets go up, Boeing goes down. So of course, always a lot of issues here with Boeing recently. 3M looks like it got hit harder than a lot of other stocks, down almost 2% today, but still is up from its bad earnings report a little while ago now when it went down to 160. And it looks like it's slowly recovering. Southern Utilities Company down a little bit. UNH, now with more of these Democratic debates, I anticipate more talk about the universal health care that Democrats are proposing, and we'll see how realistic that is, but UNH always one to keep an eye on. I expect it to be very volatile till then. JP Morgan, largest bank in the United States. And then we have FedEx up slightly. Otter Tail's another energy company. AbbVie, looks like this stock had been railing up from it. It really tumbled after the news of its acquisition of the company that does Botox. Fell to about 66, and now it looks like it went up to 74 and is barely down in the past week, but down 2% today. Then we have Pepsi. Another good buying opportunity, maybe. This is a stock that doesn't really fall much, up 2% in the last month. Intel, pretty volatile in the last month or so for Intel. And then this is the stock we're going to talk about today, and that is, of course, Starbucks. Really doesn't need any introduction. I'm sure you all know what Starbucks does, unless you're living under a rock, because Starbucks isn't even just the United States. It's really all over the world: Asia, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So let's talk a little bit about Starbucks here. So their CEO recently said, according to consumer research, the brand is going really strong across all age demographics, but it is going even stronger with millennials and Gen Zs. And they are saying that they even have a stronger brand preference among the younger consumers. So when you think of coffee, you think of Starbucks, and young people drink a lot of coffee, as do old people. But Starbucks is really making their mark known that, hey, this is the place that serves the best coffee, and this is the trendy spot that you want to drink coffee with your friends or just even meet up. I know, and this is an anecdotal story here, but my work opened up a mini Starbucks inside of it. And even though, we've had coffee makers and machines for quite some time, people were rushing down there every morning to get some of that delicious Starbucks coffee. So people also arranged meetings here to meet at the Starbucks. So Starbucks, again, is a symbol of hard work and accomplishing goals, and people just love the taste as well. It's a social gathering, and people just love drinking there, taking photos of it, and they really like the brand, and Starbucks has done a great job at using its brand to attract more customers, and it really represents something. It has a very strong brand recognition. And they've also boosted their full-year profit outlook after they reported a better-than-expected sales trend in both the United States and China in Q2. It also changed their loyalty rewards program to give more points quickly to redeem for more options. And this program has 16.8 million people in it that are active users. That's up 13% from a year ago. So 16.8 million is larger than a lot of countries. That's about the same size as Guatemala or the Netherlands. Imagine everybody in those countries drinking and buying Starbucks about once every few days. I know some people only drink coffee once a day, and some people drink several cups of coffee every day. That's a lot of money on Starbucks, but I personally am not a coffee drinker. I get way too hyper after drinking it, so I try to stay away from it. But I know even though that it's more socially acceptable in our society, that doesn't always mean that it's healthy for you. So that can actually be a con of Starbucks. And another con, it could be if consumer preferences all of a sudden change because of the negative stigma, Starbucks of course will be hurt. And I don't see that changing really anytime soon. Also, there's pretty low barriers to entry for this industry. It's not super difficult to open, the mom and pop coffee store on the corner. In China, there's actually a company called Luckin Coffee that now has over 2,400 stores, and customers like it because it is entirely through mobile apps. And Starbucks is responding by working with Alibaba to form a larger e-commerce giant in China to develop something similar. So I'm actually going to buy another share of Starbucks. I know it's only one share, but don't have too much money just sitting on the sidelines in my Robinhood account, kind of waiting for it to transfer there. Of course, it takes 5 days since I don't have the premium. So I'll do a buy. I like to do a limit buy. So the maximum I'm willing to pay, I'll just put what it's worth right now, $87.68. We'll just do it for market hours, and then good till today. And then I'll just do one order of them, and I will swipe up to submit. So once it falls below that price, it will automatically purchase them at $87.68. So let's get into the other shares of the portfolio here. We have Verizon, pretty boring company there, at $58.40. Store, I know the stock was up pretty big last video I made, but it looks like it's falling back to earth here. Microsoft up as well, or down actually today. In the past week, it's still up just barely. Great company there, over $1 trillion in market cap. Truly one of the biggest companies in the world. Then we have Medical Properties Trust. Great real estate company if you want some exposure to healthcare. Received 7.5% return and pays a very sick dividend, little over 6% right now, I believe. And then Iron Mountain stock just continues to fall. I would not be surprised if this company maybe slashed its dividend in the future. ExxonMobil, always very volatile to the price of gas. I know where I live, it's gotten a lot cheaper, so maybe is why Exxon is getting lower there. Chubb Insurance, $149, pretty stagnant to where it's been recently. And I'm sure I told you guys that I bought another share of MasterCard. Now I own 2 shares. I got the other one for about $262. So it looks like I'm pretty making a lot of money on this position as well. This and Visa, feeling very confident for those 2 stocks in the future. And then my 2 railroad stocks are down today as well. Still pretty consistent where they are usually at, so I'm not too worried. And if there's something that's really off about them, then maybe I would do some more research onto why there's that drop. But Realty Income at $69.91, monthly paying dividend stock there. Then Visa, this stock has just really been rocketing, just like MasterCard, just like PayPal, and basically all those other companies that are in this payment services conglomerate sector. These are great stocks, I think, to own for the foreseeable future. Want to add more to that position. Facebook, which has really been doing well here in the past month, up almost 20%. Pretty crazy. I don't know how much longer I'll hold on to this position, but great to see that it's doing well. Apple, which has slowly and quietly been going up the $200 mark. And then we have Equinix, which I have made a pretty killer return, $44, and owned it for I think about 3 months now, so that's not too bad, and it pays a pretty nice dividend. And then also Disney at $142, owned 2 shares, up just a little bit on this, and Disney only pays dividends twice a year, I believe, unlike other companies that pay them 4 times a year. So that's going to do it for the stocks today. Be sure to hit that like icon, and be sure to comment what you like to see more of in the future and what you liked and disliked about this video. And hit that subscribe button, guys. Thanks a lot.